Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a message for all the real estate agents and investors and human beings in general. Guys, think about this through, and this is advice to myself and to you. Think about getting a coach. Learn from those who are better. Okay, learn from those who are better. This is going to be the central theme of this video. If you're by chance coming to the Dubai market looking to purchase a property, there is a link below. You can always click the link, tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll tell you about our services, see if we're a good fit, we can work together. Remember to hit the like, subscribe and bell icon. And if you've got a question or if you've got a comment, please share that with us in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think? Now I'm going to talk to you about, subhanallah, I don't know what it is, but post 40, there's clarity. There is clarity, guys. Trust me. There is clarity. I wish you all under 40 a lot of clarity. But I don't know. This is commonly said amongst the Arabs that you are a young person, somebody who can be referred to as a shabab, youth, until 40. At 40, you become a man. Like subhanallah. Like obviously a lot of people, like myself, got married before 40, had children before 40, but it's at 40 that you're hitting real wisdom, okay? And things are becoming really clear. And I want to share with you this one tip, this one really simple to do tip that you could apply in your life and instantly raise your game. And that's about getting a coach. What is a coach? What is a coach? A coach, call him a counselor, call him a coach, call him an advisor, call him a mentor. His or her job or his or her role is to make you better in the area that you need improvement in. Okay, it could be with anger management, it could be with wealth generation, it could be with wealth management, so on and so forth, okay? Now, I'm going to talk to you about 3 different areas where I think that you need a coach, you should get a coach, and then see if it resonates with you, okay? I'm going to talk about why people think they don't need a coach, why you should actually get a coach even if you can't afford one, but get whatever coach you can. And third, I'm going to address about how long you may need coaching, okay? The first thing a lot of people come with at me in general out there is, I don't need a coach. Like, what? Why should I get a coach? So I'm going to break it down to you, okay? Have you ever had a coach in your life? Somebody who was in a position to teach you, influence you, guide you, make you better or worse? Think through that and answer that question. Have you? A lot of people are going to say, maybe not. And I'm going to tell you, almost everybody, if you're listening to this video on YouTube and you're able to understand what I'm saying, you've had a coach in life. Who were your first coaches? Your parents. Guys, your parents were your coach. Now, if you were born like Tarzan in the jungle, you still had a coach. The black leopard was your coach. So he taught you how to hunt and prey and hide and climb trees, right? But most people who've got parents or who had aunts and uncles raise them, what have you, right? They were your first coach. Now, whether you liked it or not, their habits, their advice, their way of thinking was getting transferred to you. So, for instance, if you were climbing swings or a ladder and they said, and if that parent or that person around you said, you will get hurt, this is one way of telling you that a ladder could cause you hurt. Or if they had said the opposite, which was be careful on the ladder, was one way for you to know that a ladder is perfectly fine for you to climb. You just got to be careful with your steps, right? This is coaching. Then if you went to school, which most likely most people did, your teachers are coaching you. MashaAllah. Did you think about that? That your teachers from the earlier days coached you. Now, I remember some great things about my teachers and some things that might have been a little bit off. Like I clearly remember there was this one teacher who always used to remind us that your parents are working extremely hard to put you through this school, which is not a bad thing to say per se, but I think the thought comes from from a space of scarcity, right? So this teacher is telling us, like, or or God forbid, if your parents told you that you would grow up to, sell fruits. Selling fruits is great. Like, it could be a global business selling fruits. But if they told you, like, you'd grow up selling fruits or not do well, because if you don't study, that's going to be negative for you. And if you didn't have parents and if you didn't have teachers, your environment was coaching you. So God forbid, if you were born in an ultra luxurious environment, that's your standard. So you were coached into a great standard. Great. If you were born in an environment where, people went to work at 3 a.m. in the morning, that environment was coaching you. If you're born in an environment, God forbid, and I don't wish anybody to have this kind of lifestyle where things were unsafe, then that was the environment that you were born and raised into, right? The point I'm trying to make is that at the end of the day, you already had a coach. So wherever you are in your life today, and wherever you would like to be, perhaps it's time for you to get a better coach. Okay? Number one. By the way, this is such a disclaimer. I don't do coaching. Okay? So if you want references of coaches, I don't know, maybe I'll put some on my website. I don't do coaching. I don't have the time or the appetite at the moment to actually physically do any kind of coaching for people. Okay? So you can't come to me for coaching right now. Okay? So just a disclaimer. Number two, some of you will want a coach, but you might want a coach that you want, but you might think that you can't afford that coach right now. You might think that you can't afford that coach right now. So I've got to say something to you. If you can't afford that coach that you want, get the coach that you can afford today. Okay, get the coach that you can afford. I'll tell you why. The coach that you can afford is most likely a little bit better than you in some area. Why? At least they got themselves organized enough to advertise their coaching in that specific sphere to you and to the rest of the world, and be confident enough to be able to coach you. Now, why I say that is you might want that coach who charges $500 to $1,000 per hour, but at the moment, you're willing to spend $100. I'm not saying you can afford $100, because note that you can most likely afford more to invest in yourself, but you're not willing to do that. So you're willing to spend only $100. But the coach you like is $1,000. Don't worry, start with the $100 coach. Get a couple of sessions in. And then you might go on to the next coach, which might be $1,000 in. Do you know what I mean? You might go on to the next coach, which might be $1,000 in. Why not? It's possible. You could end up doing that, right? Think through this. You might end up getting to that $1,000 coach. Just have to think through this. Just think through this, okay? You might want to coach with Tony Robbins. He charges $2 million per session or per person. Obviously, at Tony Robbins' stage, he's so busy and he's got so many other things that he's doing. He's probably not open to taking on clients as a coach, so he sets the bar really high. Like, if you want time from myself, it's $2 million. You can get it, but it's that's the amount that's going to cost, and which is fair, which is fine, right? That's what's going to cost you to be able to do that. Okay, how long do I need coaching? How long does a top athlete use a coach? Now, you could be a top athlete starting out. You could be a top athlete in the midway to your career. You could be a top athlete that is retiring. The point I'm trying to make is that most top athletes use a coach at every stage of their life. The only thing that might change is that coaching might look, feel, or change for you at that stage. What do I mean by that? For example, if you're at an early stage in your career, your coach might be giving you advice that's going to, be the it for you. Like, you've got to follow him to the T. At the middle stage, the coach just needs to give you a little bit of, guidance and help. And at the final last bit of your career, your coach needs to just tell you, like, do this like that, do that like that, and you're okay, right? So the point I'm trying to make is that, look, focus, focus, focus. Coaching, coaching, coaching. It can actually help you in a lot of ways. So for those who say, I don't need a coach, you do need a coach. Your parents, your teachers, your environment, or your coach. I want him as a coach, but you are not willing to spend that much money. Spend the money that you can with the coach that you can. And how long do I need coaching? Hey, how long does a top tier athlete need a coach? You might change at different stages, but you still need a coach. Ciao for now.